हाय गाइस, वेलकम बैक। तो इस वीडियो में बात करेंगे कि आर कैगल कोर्सेज रियली गुड, एंड इफ दे आर, हाउ कैन यू यूज देम। You may be someone who is already pursuing some course, maybe paid or a free course, but how can you enhance your learning with Kaggle? तो अगर आपने अभी तक Kaggle के साथ स्टार्ट नहीं करा है, so we will start from the very beginning. How will you create an account? How will you download the data sets? How will you join the courses on Kaggle? Those are free courses. How can you create or edit your notebooks on the Kaggle itself? And basically all the machine learning, Python, everything how you can learn on Kaggle itself. So now first and foremost thing, if you guys don't know what is Kaggle, so in simple words, Kaggle is a community and a platform of data science practitioners where data science practitioners come and participate in competitions. They share approach of different problems, they share data sets, explore other people's solution. So if you are someone who is working in the isolation from the community, I would highly suggest you go to Kaggle and join the Kaggle community. So we will start from the very beginning, and you can see my screen right here. To register or sign in on Kaggle, you can just simply register if you are new to Kaggle, which you can do via Google account or register via your email. But as I already have an account, so I don't have to do much. I just click with the sign in with Google, and it will give me option to which account I want to sign in. So I have an account, and it will directly take me to the Kaggle homepage. So on home page, on left hand side, you will see an option to create, by which you can create a new notebook, right? And then you will see the options of home, competitions, dataset and code. So in home, you will see different courses, beginner, intermediate and advanced. So if you are someone who is beginner, what you can do, you can take intro to programming, then you can start with Python, and then intro to machine learning. So these three modules will get you definitely started. But if you are someone who is already aware of Python and introduction and basics of machine learning, then I recommend you to go to the intermediate section, right, and start with the intermediate machine learning. Here if you click, you will see different notebooks of code, right? Introduction, missing values, categorical variables. So this is all part of what data and feature engineering, right? And pipelines, so you'll also get to learn a little bit about pipelines, cross validation, which you generally use in machine learning models, XGBoost, which is one of a kind of machine learning model, data leakage and all those things. So this is what covers in intermediate part of machine learning. Now if I click on some notebook, it will open it like a proper Anaconda notebook. So on this notebook you will see couple of things. One is they have also commented the notebook and put all the like content, text content to get you started, get understand with what is XGBoost, with images and examples of code. If you want to run this code also, then you have an option to click here and copy and edit notebook. So once you click on copy and edit, you can also run this notebook and try to edit some of the components which you have already built. So this way it will be very interactive for you to learn, and not just for XGBoost. This is what is happening for all the courses that are there on Kaggle. So here they are providing you a platform to run the code. So if I just want to run, I click here and I just use shift and enter to run this cell, and this cell will be running in just a short while. And so that's how simple you can get started and actually learning and understanding on Kaggle. And another thing is that you will get to understand about different accelerators, which is GPU and TPU. So they also provide you some high-end processors, but if you are someone who's a beginner, then you don't need anything more than a CPU. And they also provide you some amount of RAM, so if you want to load the data, your own data, or if you're just learning, then you don't need any data, because you'll be learning from their own data, you're learning their own code. So definitely go ahead with that. So the next thing that we have after the courses is we have the data sets, right? And if you are new, if you are exploring, if you want to explore some of the data sets on Kaggle, then what you can do, you can go on the data sets, you can start exploring like data sets related to IoT, plane crash, FIFA World Cup, Amazon reviews. And if you're not finding it here, then just do a search. For example, I want some data set related to food. Okay, so then you can just search it here, image of food. That so this particular dataset was contributed by me some 4 years ago, and you can see that it has got some upvotes also, so people have actually, so it has been used by some of the other people in the community. So that's how this community work. You also put some content of yours, but if you don't have anything, that's okay, you can start utilizing what is already there. And then once you find your desired data set in which you want to start working on, then you click there and you can simply download. It will give you an option to download, and that's it. I mean, you don't have to do a lot of hustle and tussle in, I mean, searching for a data set. Just go to the data sets, search, if you search for your necessary data set that you want to download, and then download the data set. So in downloading the dataset, you just have to click here and downloading will get started. That was about the datasets. Now about the competitions. So once you take the intermediate course, once you take the beginner course, then I would highly suggest you start participating in some competitions that are already running, or the competitions that have happened in the previous years or in the past basically. Now to get started, there are some competitions that are very high level, so I would not recommend you get started with them, because then it will just, you'll feel bored because you won't understand much things that are going there. So I would suggest you that you start with very basic competitions or very basic problems that are there. For example, here we have house price advanced regression techniques, which is where you get to learn the regression techniques on the house price prediction, right? And then you have the Titanic data set, you have predict future sales. All these data sets are very simpler, not very simple, but yeah, these problems are generally the problems that you start to learn with, because initially you don't want everything to be so complex, you want things to be simple, right? So that's where you get started. So guys, in short, again, one thing is your get started with Kaggle with the different courses that are there. Next, you get to learn something about data science competitions. Then you learn about different data sets that are already there. So if you want to have, you have interest, let's say I have interest in healthcare or some data sets, I get to know, just search it and just download the data set and get to understand the data sets. Now next thing, we have this code, right? And here you will have the different notebooks posted by people, so you can start exploring these codes of different people. So in short, this Kaggle as a platform can enhance your learning by various things that it offer, right? And I would highly recommend you to join Kaggle. So that's it for this video. See you next time.